everyone. We're gonna get started in a minute, but just to do the intro ahead of time. My name's Allison. I'm the VP of Product here, and I am in our Moorestown office. Bob is here with me. He's going to be looking at questions. Johanna's also online. She's also going to be looking at questions that come in. You can ask any questions in the questions module. They don't have to be about these specific features that we're talking about. It can also be more generally about email v2. And we're going to go through the presentation relatively quickly, and then we'll do a longer Q&A at the end. And Bob and I will answer those questions. Johanna will also follow up with account managers on those questions as well. And we will record this, and you'll get a copy of the recording and the slides after this is done.
And type in chat confirming that people can see our slides.
Yeah. I assume people can see them, but if you want to enter in chat that you can see them, that would be great.
Thanks. Okay, let's roll.
All right. So email v2 has been around for a little while now, and more people are starting to use it. In fact, we've had over 166,000 emails sent. And by emails, I mean like the actual like template, like this is my pre-race email, this is my registration is open, ticket sales are open email. That's what an email is. And those emails have been sent to almost 200 million recipients. And so email v2 isn't just this like new product that's in beta version anymore. It is being used at scale by our customers. And if you watch Johanna's most recent video, it's also being used by RunSignup and TicketSignup. We're actually using our email v2 to send out our monthly newsletters and our educational newsletters and invites. So all of you are getting to experience email v2. Email marketing has always been one of our most used features. I forgot to pull the number from Race Trends report last year, but I think we sent, it was like 420 or 460 million emails last year. And the first generation of email marketing is still around, and there's still emails that are being sent from that, but email v2 is definitely contributing to those overall numbers. And we just know by those numbers that email is one of the most used features on the entire platform. Even though it's one of the most used features, we still hear from a lot of our customers as well as prospects that we're talking to that a lot of people are still paying for email marketing. From our customers, that's paying for platforms like MailChimp and Constant Contact, where subscription prices can get pretty pricey. If you're not paying a subscription price, then you might be paying per email. One of the common numbers I see is like 2 cents a recipient. So you kind of look at that number of like 200 million times it by 2 cents. We're saving our customers like $4 million by, just having email v2 around, which is why it's so impactful. And we believe that we can help events save a lot of money. And selfishly, I mean, we're all invested in registration numbers and ticket sales going up, but it helps you get people to sign up for your events, and it helps manage those events and make them go well because you're able to communicate with people. So that's kind of why we decided to invest in email v2. The first generation of email marketing has been around for a really long time, and it had a lot of really powerful functionality that a lot of customers really like. The idea with email v2 is we're upgrading things. Technology gets old over time, and one of the biggest, most impactful ways we've upgraded that, as you can see in the screenshot as you've used email v2, is this really new, beautiful template builder that makes it really easy for you to lay out and organize your content. And that's kind of one of the biggest visual changes that you see with email v2. But today we're going to talk about a couple of new features that have really taken email v2 to the next level. And I think the first piece of that, like I said, is this new template builder of how you can create emails and lay out the content. But the 3 features we're going to cover today, I really think deliver functionality that kind of goes beyond and above MailChimp, because it is free and it's purpose-built for events. So the three new features that we're going to talk about today are pre-built emails, multi-event email lists, and image gallery Within each of those sections, those 3 new features, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to use them and also what's coming next. And then we'll talk a little bit more broadly about what our email v2 product plans are, and then we'll do a Q&A. So again, put questions in the chat box. Pre-built emails. So we've had pre-built emails in email v2 for a little while now. But what we've done in the past couple of days is start to elevate them and also expand the library. So pre-built emails are a really nice way to make your emails faster and easier to do. I feel like sometimes when you go to market an event, like you kind of have writer's block, like what am I going to say about this? And pre-built emails give you some ideas of what to say. So pre-built emails contain both generic text, like registrations open type of text. They contain images in some cases, and they contain a combination of replacement tags, and replacement tags are pulling in data from your event, as well as suggested content pieces where we want you to write your own content, whether that's like a couple of words or a sentence or just replacing like a little blank space within a sentence. And we don't trust a replacement tag to do that. It just takes 10 seconds of your time to kind of go and replace that. And we've kind of organized these pre-built templates into a couple of categories that we see communications kind of clustered in. So that's marketing, pre-race emails, post-race emails, and then donations and fundraising. We're also adding, and you'll see this in the next couple of days, some generic templates with layouts. And our marketing team, Johanna and Lizzie, have been working on those, and they're really creative layouts that contain like image blocks and text and heading blocks and call to action buttons in different ways so that you can easily put in your own content to send out things like newsletters, announcement emails, things that are a lot more custom, but you have a starting place, a layout that's been done by somebody who uses this product a ton. So how do you use pre-built emails? I've done these recordings, so it's kind of going to play here while I talk through this. There's kind of 2 ways you can use the pre-built emails. So one is going through a send email path. So when you click create an email, there's a tab that says pre-built emails, and you can click through the different drop-down options and you can select the template that you would like to use. And you'll see in this one, it contains some places where you're going to replace with custom text. And if you forget to replace those custom content areas, we're actually going to warn you. Like, we're going to throw an error and tell you you need to either delete it or you need to replace it in order to use this pre-built template. The other option that you have now is there's actually a new tab on your dashboard, and that new tab is called templates. It's been elevated above the fold, and there's a new option there called pre-built templates. And again, you have this drop down so you can look across these different categories of pre-built templates, and you can select the one that you want to use. And you just click create email, and then you're into the email editor, and you're going to be able to customize that email however you want. You can then go and add the recipients. The important thing to remember is when you're sending these emails, those buckets are pretty clear, I think, but the marketing ones are really intended to be sent to all of your lists. So the replacement tags being used in those emails are really just event replacement tags. Nothing is based on the contact, so that it's really easy for you to upload every contact that you have access to and send them that marketing pre-built email. We also have pre and post race emails, and those are intended for people who participate. So your intended recipients are participants. And then donations and fundraising templates are intended for the donor and fundraiser lists of recipients. And we've used some replacement tags throughout that are intended for those different types of groups. And again, with pre-built templates, you don't have to think of them like this is the only content that I can use for this email. They're really a starting point. So you can also think of them as a way to just get started, and you can go in there, add your own images, add your own text. You might end up going in a completely different direction than what we gave you as a starting point, but that's fine. Coming next for pre-built emails, we are going to add a search bar. So already on the marketing dropdown, there's a ton of pre-built emails. And so we want to make it easier, so you can type in like turkey trot and it will automatically filter the available templates to just the turkey trot pre-built emails. We're also going to be adding more pre-built emails, including generic templates, the ones that I talked about where they just have generic image placeholders and text placeholders for you to lay out your content in. The other place where we're going to add pre-built emails are in automated emails. So right now there's kind of like a single template that's used for price increase, a single one used for incomplete registration, and registration follow-up is just kind of open. And we want to add libraries of pre-built emails to each of those automated emails, so you can select from different layout options. And then with registration follow-up emails, we want to offer a variety of pre-builts that you can use. Some events use those to promote a referral rewards program. Some of them use it to cross-promote other events that they have coming up. Some use it for fundraising. So we're going to improve the flow of how you create an email when you are setting up an automated email, and you're going to have a bigger library to choose from, which I think will be really nice. And then one of the things we've been working on behind the scenes is making it easier for developers to add these pre-built templates. Before, it was taking a lot of time, and now it's pretty fast. So if you have ideas for pre-built emails that you think would be helpful for yourself and for other race directors or event directors to have, let us know. You can either enter it in the question box in the GoToWebinar module, or you can email Johanna at runsignup.com. I just put her email here because she can kind of organize these ideas and work with the marketing team to get these new pre-built email ideas out into our product and available for use. The next feature that I'm going to talk about is multi-event email lists. And multi-event email lists allow you to send emails across RunSignup and TicketSignup events. We've had this functionality for a while. You may have heard of organization email marketing. You may have even set up organization email marketing. The difference is that multi-event email lists are available in your race or in your ticket dashboard today. And right now it's an admin-only feature. So an admin like myself or your account manager, somebody has to enable it right now, but we're going to make it public so that you'll be able to turn this on for the events that you want to share lists across in the coming week or two. The reason that this is pretty powerful is it includes both races and ticket events. So you're able to market events across your entire universe on both RunSignup and TicketSignup, and you're able to do that from a single event dashboard. So I'm going to show you what this looks like today. Again, this is an admin only feature right now. You'll see it says admin only, so you aren't going to see that box on your event dashboard. But what you have to do is enable multi-event email lists on the events that you want to share contacts across. So you have to opt in to share that list with other events. And I think the thing that's important to make clear is that anyone who has access to email V2, even if it's just for one of the events, is going to be able to see all the events that have been shared. That's how it's intended to work. That is working properly. And if you do have any access concerns, we do suggest setting up organizational email marketing, because that way you can restrict the people who are able to see those lists. I'm going to play this through again. But what we've done is we've made an interface that makes it pretty easy to add recipients across your events. So when you go into send an email and you select recipients, once you've enabled multi-event email lists, you're going to be able to toggle between the different events you have on the platform. And you can just pick who you want to include. And you'll see I'm kind of going between participants and ticket purchasers. And all that's been saved. And if I want to get rid of some of those, then I can just X out of them, or I can go back and I can add more. So it's a pretty powerful tool. However, like most things, we want to improve on it. So we are planning to make this available to the public to enable. And then kind of, there are some constraints with it today. So one of the big constraints is when you've got a ton of system contacts, like you have like thousands of events on our platform, you've got thousands of people who have signed up for groups. Those are really heavy to generate the recipient lists because it's just so much data that we're trying to pool. And it's not always supported well with multi-event email lists today. And then the other thing is, like, I showed you how you can toggle between your events and add your current and past participants, but you already see like the amount of options we're giving, it's making those lists pretty long. And so what we need to do is improve that user interface so that it's really clear, like I'm emailing this event and I'm emailing current participants about like their pre-race instructions, or I'm creating a super list that goes across different events and may have additional filters, such as donors across all events who donated more than $25 in the past year, and making that really intuitive and easy. And there's two pieces to that. One is just in the back end. How are we going to query that data from our system and deliver it to you really efficiently? Because right now it's not that efficient. And the second is, how do we make it really simple for you to digest it, understand it, and create the list that you want to create and contact?
There's a question about organization. So do you only see the events within your organization, i.e. payment account? And there's a question from somebody that has multiple payment accounts.
Yeah, so right now it is tied to the funding account. So you're going to be seeing that with access across funding accounts. So these are some mock-ups that we actually did back in, like, I don't even know, 2-3 years ago. And it's just kind of, this is not what super lists are going to look like, but I think it does give you a general sense of selecting sources across all of your different types of events on the platform, like participants, ticket holders, donors, volunteers. And then once you've selected those and the sources that they come from, being able to add additional filters onto that. And this project is something that, again, is going to be like the 2024 like major feature for email v2. It's going to take time. And one of the reasons we wanted to put out multi-event lists is kind of get that functionality out there, like see how people are using it, get feedback, get some ideas, because once you put a product out there, you end up getting a bunch of ideas and you end up improving how you're going to actually take that product in the long term. The third feature that we recently introduced, there was a blog about this last week, is the image gallery. And this is just such a cool feature. And the first place that we've introduced it is in email v2. And image gallery is a tool to be able to use, manage, and organize your images across all of your events. And that means across RunSignup and your TicketSignup events. It is a really, really powerful tool. You're able to upload images, add all these details, and organize these uploaded images into folders. When you go to add an image to an email, you can either upload an image, and that's just like a really clean way to start. You can choose from a previously uploaded image, or you can use one of our system images. System images are images that we've added, and we've organized those into common categories that we see customers using across endurance events and ticket events. So image gallery isn't anything that you like have to go to as a special tab. It's just there when you go to upload an image in email v2. There's a couple of things that you can customize, and you don't need to do anything. Like, this is really similar to WordPress functionality. Like, you don't need to enter any of this stuff in. But image name is going to be something that becomes really useful to search on when we add search capabilities. Alt text is a text that displays, and it's partially for accessibility. So somebody that's using a screen reader and can't like see an image, the screen reader will read that alt text to explain what image is there. It also helps if you send an email and the image doesn't load, the alt text will show what that is intended for. And then we also let you add it into folders. You can create folders, you can add to an existing folder. If you don't create folders, we just default them to My Images. And when you go to access that folder, one of the powerful things you'll see is that you're actually able to look at folders of images across your events on the entire platform. So it's not just reusing images that you used in a single race. If you have a ticket event or another race that you like the images for, you're going to be able to access them through My Image Gallery. We've added some additional capabilities that we had in our previous image upload, like alignment, URL type. And then when I go into here to upload another image, we'll just talk through this real quick. My image gallery here, you'll see these are the different images that I have across different events. And those are the events where I've already uploaded images. And then this is system images. And these are the images that we give you. So you can look through this library and you can use those images in your emails as well. So it's a really powerful tool, and Email v2 is really just the first place that we are adding this functionality. So coming next for Image Gallery, we got this out there because it was a huge release. It was a huge amount of code and we wanted to get it out onto production. One of the things that's a little bit clunky right now and will be a little bit clunky for the next couple of days is you can't easily replace images. You actually have to delete an image and then add a new one. So we want to make it easy to replace that image. When you go to click in to edit an image, right now you can change like the URL and the alignment and stuff, but you can't re-upload an image. So we want to give you those 3 tabs and make it super intuitive and easy to replace that image. We're also working on adding more system images. We recently bought, I don't know what the right word is, a bunch of event images from a photographer. We're looking to get more. If you do know a photographer that is open to like selling their images and letting us put them into our product to be used, contact Johanna or put your your photographer contact into the chat box. We are looking to acquire more images for these libraries. We're also going to be adding search capabilities. The first one is name. So like I talked about naming your images, image name, we are going to add search functionality so that you can search based on a name. The other really powerful search tool that we want to add is the date uploaded. That's something that WordPress doesn't have, but that we wish it did have. And so we're going to build that into our own product. The other thing is right now, you can't fully manage the image gallery. Like once you upload an image, it's there. Once you've created a folder, it's there. In the next couple of months, what we'll probably do is add a dashboard page so that you can have better control and management over your folders, ability to delete the images that have been uploaded and change around how the folders are organized. There's a project going on right now that's called Websites v2, and like Email v2, it is the next generation of race websites. And so the other place that we are adding image gallery is going to be in websites. And so if you think about like, if you just have one event on our platform, you're going to actually be able to use image gallery to share images, photos across your website design and the emails you send out. And then similarly, like if you've got a ton of events on our platform, you're going to be able to keep that branding consistent, keep the same images across all of your communications really easily, which is available today. The other thing that we want to do is extend the image gallery. There are so many places in the platform that use images and they're kind of treated differently today. So I think one of the major projects will be figuring out how to get logos into image gallery, how to get banners into image gallery and any other place where images are going to be used, and how we want to kind of make that user experience flow so that you know, this image gallery becomes even more powerful. And I think kind of the way that I've started phrasing it about image gallery is it's kind of like you get this combination of MailChimp and WordPress or Constant Contact and Squarespace in a single product, but they're also free and purpose-built for events. So it's a really powerful tool, and it's really exciting to get this initial release out. A couple smaller follow-on releases from this, and then a ton more power coming in the coming months. I also wanted to say that alongside all these like major releases that we have done or are doing in the next week or so, we've been doing a ton of other incremental improvements to email v2. One of the big focuses is to get like functional parity with first generation email marketing. And there's a ton of nuances, right? Because there's like 10 years of development that have gone into the first generation of email marketing. And email v2 has these flashy new features, but at the same time, we keep improving the product based on customer feedback and also just, you know, bringing over the little things. So one of the things I hope you noticed when I did those screen recordings and went through them was that we have save as draft in that send email flow. That was a big piece of feedback that we got. People were losing content, and we've actually added save as draft as an option now. So you see that as a top level button. You can click it as you're building your email, and that's automatically going to create a draft email. When you go to manage your drafts, you've got all the management tools there in terms of like being able to delete one, being able to go back and edit a draft email. So we're super excited to get that release out. Similarly, we added that same functionality to save and rename templates when you're creating your own templates from the template builder. We've added more components. We've added more configuration options. Like one of our favorites personally for our RunSignup newsletters is being able to have 3 columns in an email. A lot of work went into adding more flexible header and footer settings on email v2. And we added some additional replacement tags that are specific to tickets. We're actually working on getting an Apple Wallet replacement tag into races. I saw that go into code review earlier this week. There's a lot more that we have coming for email v2. Like we talked about, we've got these kind of big product plans for pre-built emails and image gallery that we talked about, as well as super lists, which will be something that we talk a lot more about in 2024. Some of the other things that are going on right now are figuring out how we can allow you to add additional recipient lists to those automated price increase emails. We are working on being able to share templates across your events. So I like this template that I made for my Halloween hunt. I want to share it with my Halloween 5K and being able to export that template to a different event. And then our plan still is to sunset the first generation of email marketing. You'll still be able to view your sent me emails and everything. The items that we need to do in order to sunset that are to add email v2 to partner dashboards. And we also need to add the email capture for email v2. Email capture is actually available for tickets. Tickets only has what RunSignup knows as email v2. And so that work, a lot of that work has been done, but figuring out how to migrate and move that all over to races will take some time. And of course, along the way, we have more incremental improvements and then super lists in 2024. I think email, like we said, is one of the most used products on our entire platform. And so we get a ton of ideas. I can already see a huge question list because this is such an important part to our customers' business. And that's why we have a team that's dedicated to working on it. And that's why we are building this whole next generation of software to really give you guys the best free and purpose-built email marketing platform for events. And with that, we're going to do some questions.
Sounds good. This has been asked a couple times, but like converting from V1 to V2, the lists that are in V1 as well as the emails and templates that are in V1, can you import those into V2?
So one of the nice things with our email, because it's purpose-built for events, is your system lists are automatically going to be there. And so like your current participants, past participants, volunteers, like that's just automatically going to be an email v2. So there's nothing that you have to do. In terms of importing a custom list, yeah, you're gonna just export that and you're gonna import it into email v2. We've built it to be hyper efficient. So you can easily import a list of 100,000 contacts at a time. It's not gonna like lag or anything. And it's a one-time cutover thing.
Yeah, and part of the reason is that the data structure is different between the two, and part of the reason is that there's a lot of old kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of baggage in a lot of contact lists that have been uploaded. So to move all those over, it's probably good housekeeping. You can move over unsubscribed as well. So there's a way to import unsubscribes.
Oh, and then I think with templates, it's similar to like custom contact lists. It's just such a different like way to build your emails. And so you are going to want to rebuild that content. The thing that you can do, however, is copy and paste. So if you like the content, the words that you used, you'll be able to just copy those over into new templates. I think you'll find that designing emails, building templates with our new email builder is really fast, intuitive, and easy.
I would highly suggest that you not copy HTML and import HTML. The HTML that is part of email v1 is very old. It relies upon tables way too much, and it's not structured well for today's email clients.
That being said, if you do have templates that you like using in MailChimp or Constant Contact, you can bring over your own custom HTML. There's still that option when you create a template. But again, yeah, just take a little bit of time to refresh your templates, refresh your content with email v2.
How much longer do you think v1 is going to be available for?
A couple months.
Yeah, I would say that by the end of the year, it will not be available. It will kind of drop down in the menu chain. You'll still be able to access all of your old email.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see how many sends you did, when you did them. You'll be able to look at all that stuff, but we're not going to allow sends from there anymore for lots and lots of different reasons. Just another request to describe super lists again.
Yeah, so a super list, okay, think of an email recipient list as like your system contacts that are the participants, past participants, volunteers, donors for an event, a single event. And you also have the option to add custom contacts to that. Those are custom contact lists. A super list goes across all of your universes and adds filters. So if you have multiple events on our platform, like you have a 5K and you have a gala dinner and a golf outing on TicketSignup, you'll be able to create a super list and create a recipient list that goes across all three of those events, even though they have different dashboards. And within that list, you'll also be able to add filters, like somebody who has signed up in the past 3 months for an event, somebody who donated more than $10. So a super list is just giving you this platform-wide capability to go across and create lists of who's going to receive an email, and then add additional filters to really customize that.
And I think I had done this spreadsheet a while back, and I think it was like, eventually there's going to be like 180 different ways of doing a search. So like within a radius of a zip code, how many times people have attended a race, minimum donation amount, minimum fundraising amount, maximum fundraising amount,
Yeah.
maximum donation. So you'll be able to, kind of get people that donated between, $0 and $100 and give them a 10% off discount next year. And people gave $100 to $1,000 to your nonprofit, be able to give them a 50% discount or something like that. So a lot of different capabilities in that. How do you create a custom email list? We want to avoid sending past race participants multiple emails containing same information. When you say your current lists are going to be automatically imported to email v2, do you mean emails from past races, or do you mean if we have not created a list? I think what they're getting at is that what Allison was explaining is that in email v2, you'll be able to see your past participants. And, and what you'll also be able to do is that exclude button that you're familiar with in email v1 to exclude certain lists. Like, so you'll be able to include all past participants, but exclude people who have already signed up for your race this year.
And then the other side, I don't know 100% what you're asking, but the other thing is that there are deduplication options. So it's automatically not going to send like 10 emails to the same email address. Like that's just how deduplication works.
Yeah, and then how do you import an Excel file of contacts?
So you need one column, it's email address. You don't even have to have additional columns, but you can. You can have additional columns like first name, last name, email address, and any custom field in the world that you want. So you could have a spreadsheet that's got 50 rows of data, or you could have one that has one of just email. And then you're just going to go to custom lists and click upload and upload that file in, and we walk you through a really nice way to match that data. It's automatically going to recognize like this is the email, so this goes into email in our system. So it's a really intuitive process, and we'll also make sure that your account manager or info app follows up with you with a specific guide and there to help if you have any questions about how to do that.
I have an active bundle reg race right now, 3 races together. I'm able to send a single email to all those. Right now, contact your account manager and ask to be added to the cross-organization email, and you'll be able to do that today. And within the next couple weeks, everybody will be able to do that just naturally. This has been asked several times. Is email v2 coming to clubs?
Yes, it actually is there behind the scenes. So clubs are also going to become memberships. So similar to the upgrades that we're doing and you've seen us do with email that we're doing right now behind the scenes with websites for races, that's also happening for clubs. So clubs are actually going to get a new opportunity to set up a membership, and within membership, you're going to have email v2. And one of the cool things about these features that we've gone through today is that we talk about going across the platform. And so memberships are part of that platform. And so that's pretty powerful because you're going to be able to share images, not just across your events, but also across your membership communications as well. So email v2 coming with memberships at the end of 2023.
How does it match people? So today it matches people purely by email address. With super lists, we have this underlying technology that's already built that we're not utilizing yet to actually identify a common contact. So Bob Bickle equals Bobby Bickle because our software is smart enough to realize that there's a number of other fields in the database that's actually the same person. So that's going to be one of the really nice things about email v2 next year when we have super lists out. If someone responds to an email, is there a way to see who responded to each? No, I don't think that we have any of that type of capability.
So you set your reply to email address. I think we use the primary contact email address that you set in the Race Wizard in step 1 as the default, but you can customize who people reply to. What we do give you stats on is the actions taken off of an email. So we show you how many people clicked and visited your event website, how many people actually signed up, and how many dollars that resulted in. And that's through the insights that are on your dashboard.
In the old email system, it automatically added sponsors to the bottom. Are we going to add that capability?
Yeah, eventually. We added the first piece of it, which was giving us an image grid to be able to do that. And then connecting it to sponsor data will be another project.
Is there a way to adjust the layouts in the templates?
Yeah, so I mean, you can just click edit. There's a little edit icon on each section. You can delete things, you can drag and drop them. It's a pretty flexible template builder. So whether you're using a pre-built email or just creating your own from scratch, you'll be able to edit templates.
Let's see, my current email provider has drip campaigns. Do you have that capability?
Yeah, so we call a drip campaign in our system a registration follow-up email, and it's the same functionality, but it's purpose-built for events. So it's driven off of after somebody registers a set period of time. You can also set it to go out at certain dates and at certain times. The common use case is really promoting referral rewards or fundraising or cross-promoting other events. One of the most common ones with referral rewards is 3 days after somebody signs up, send them a reminder email using registration follow-up emails that give them their referral rewards link to share with their friends and family and remind them what the rewards are going to be. And those can get scheduled just to drip out, and they're really flexible. You can set what time of the day you want them to get delivered. It's really nice. And again, it is purpose-built for events.
Where's the department chair and Susan Dwight? I'm just joking. There is a mistypo in here.
Okay.
Stats. What email stats are there, and what's good and bad about that?
So we give you guys kind of aggregate stats that you can view. And if you click into reports under your email V2 tab, you'll see like the number of emails that bounced, the number of opens, the number of clicks. And then the other place that's really interesting to look is insights. So the insights engine, that's like that colorful graph, first thing you see when you go onto your event dashboard. And that's actually automatically pulling in every email that you send from our system, whether it's an automated drip campaign, price increase email, or something that you specifically sent. And that's actually giving you the details of not just like the number of clicks that email drove, but how many registrations did it result in, how many donations did it result in, and what's that dollar value. And I think that is really like the most powerful information to understand, because you can't just send an unlimited number of emails and expect them to have their intended purpose. You're kind of limited. You can't overload people with content. And so understanding which emails are actually driving dollars is really important, because that's the type of content you want to repeat, whether that's next year or in a couple of weeks from now. And we have future plans to like look at analytics and see how much more we want to do with that. But I think at the end of the day, you have to think about like, how granular do you even need your analytics to be? Are you really going to be able to take action on something that tells you this person clicked on this email at 10 a.m. and then again at 10:07 a.m.? Like, what value does that add to you? I think it's really understanding like this overall aggregates and understanding like that, how that translates to dollars in terms of signups and donations for your event.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to this concept that our email system is really targeted to work for events better. And so it's all about, what emails drove which people to sign up from an email, and how many dollars did that drive? How many signups did it drive? How many donation dollars did it drive, et cetera?
And I think Johanna does a really nice job talking about it. We should just include in the follow-up email Johanna's video about how we're using our email marketing. Because we were on a platform, we were using Marketo that does give you like, this person clicked on this email at 10 o'clock, and you know how many times we use that data? 0. Like, it was not valuable. No salesperson ever talked to somebody and was like, I saw you open this webinar invite at 11 o'clock. It's just not needed. And the reason our email is so nice is it does a really good job at like these fundamental things about email, like making sure you get rid of bad emails so that you're not being marked as spam, making sure that emails get into inboxes. It's like all these foundationals are done really, really, really well, better than Marketo was doing. We're paying a ton of money for that. And we're able to just move easier as a company.
When building an email from a template, we haven't found a way to upload or swap an image other than editing the email code. Is there an upload button on the way or something we're missing? I think you're kind of missing something.
Yeah, if you are pasting in your own HTML, that could have something to do with it. And I really would recommend trying to just rebuild the email using our email builder. But what we showed with Image Gallery is how you upload an image now. So you click the image and you upload and you pull from your computer wherever you have the image.
It's super easy.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a conversation that I had with a woman at the Boston Road Show, and she knows HTML, CSS, has always done hand coding, and she said that she has switched totally to our email v2 just because it's so much easier to, include an image, and it does all the auto sizing for you and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I would just make sure that you are using email v2 because the old email was a little bit clunky with images. That was one of the big things with like how we designed the email builder, because people did struggle with that previously.
Yeah, org email. If you go to info.runsignup.com or runsignup.com and click on email, you'll see there's a button in there about setting up organizational email. And basically, you're going to set up org email. It'll be a new dashboard page under your profile picture that you'll go to. And the org email is made for payment accounts. It's across all payment accounts. It will show all the events across your payment accounts. And then in the next couple of months, when we come out with partner email, it's for those partner accounts. You'll see it directly in your partner dashboard. And I think that wraps it up. There's a final comment in here that I'll read because it's pretty nice. Thank you for this webinar and making changes to email v2. I'm so pleased with the development. Thank you, Molly Taylor.
Thanks. We'll make sure the developers who are working really hard on these projects hear that.
But we're also going to tell them all these other questions.
Yeah.
Come on, get on the stick.
You say something nice, then you say 1,200 things they need to do, and then end it with something nice.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think email v2, there's just so much opportunity for us to continue like making it better and better. We're also really happy at this point to like introduce these 3 major features that really show the power of something that is purpose built for events and goes across the entire system of both TicketSignup and RunSignup. So yeah, my email is on this screen. You can email me if you have other questions or want to talk more about email product plans. And then also Johanna's email, I shared that earlier. If you have ideas about additional pre-built emails or other feedback that you'd like to see, contact her as well. And again, we'll follow up with the recording and slides and Johanna's video about how we're using our own email to send our newsletters.
Thank you to everybody for spending the time to learn about this.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Look, man, you can do this. As soon as they show, oh, actually, they're here now. Okay, take it away. Let them know. Thanks for watching the video. No, don't get too close to them. Just say thank you for watching the video. You can subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell and all if you want to see more. And don't forget to ask for that like. You could do this. I believe in you. Take it away. Well, we tried.